Back live in studio. Welcome in. This is Three-Man Front on Jocks. Pat, Molly, Conrad, Landrum with you until 2 o'clock. I feel like we're like watching the ladies' hockey game yesterday with line change, right in the middle of a hockey game. That's what happens between our show and the morning show. And then Greg McElroy decides that he wants to be Mr. Social Butterfly today, and he just keeps talking in the hallway. Just will not be quiet. He's already talked for 3 hours.
I just broke away from Greg.
Why does he continue to have to talk to us?
He's very engaging.
He's been on the air for 3 hours. Is he that way with you when the morning show, when you guys, Damian and Conrad, when you guys leave?
Yeah, we chit-chat.
What you ought to do is you ought to do like he does us.
Oh, and just really hold him
continue
until
to have an engaging conversation.
7:01.
I love the conversations I have with Greg. They just go on way too long.
I enjoyed my conversation with Greg this morning.
Hey, what's on your computer screen right now?
Don't get into that. I don't want to hear about that.
I don't know. Who did that, by the way?
Oh, you heard about that?
No. No, he's not talking about what's on your screen now.
Oh.
So this morning when I got here, because normally you have to log on to the computer. It was already logged in, and it was on a live stream, which I assume had been going all night. I'm not kidding you. It was a live stream of a pregnant horse in a stable getting ready to give birth. It was on that screen right there.
Well, I'm glad that we weren't here doing a show yesterday, so I can't be blamed.
No, it wasn't Landrum.
Mm-mm.
I don't know who it was, but
Do you think it was the cleaning crew?
maybe so.
So equine birth.
I was very
It's a very
shocked.
popular channel.
Yeah, I thought that Damien had pulled a prank on me, and he's like, no, I haven't gone in there. And that's what I was welcomed in by this morning, is a pregnant horse live stream.
Know that you're not watching the Olympics because you don't love your country.
No, I've been watching that.
Bet he's watching.
Your event is coming up today during the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I was not told anything about this until
Well,
10
first
minutes
off-
ago.
What is your favorite event that we've referenced many times on the show?
We don't have a hill. Well, yeah, we do. Oh.
Two-man luge today.
Can't wait.
Two-man, it's the luge doubles finals.
Okay.
It's going on.
Are the Americans anywhere in the?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, see, I thought you were telling me
The only
you were gonna
video
send
I
me
could find of
outside
the
to go
American
do it.
team, it was 2 days ago, and all the story said was Americans struggling in practice run. I'm assuming they didn't make it, but we did medal in moguls.
Oh yeah. We'll get into that.
All that good stuff.
It was a big.
We're okay. We're coming for you, Norway.
Yeah, big time stuff. Let's start with basketball last night. Neville Arena, the 82nd consecutive sellout at Neville Arena. Needless to say, by about 2 minutes left, there wasn't many people left in the building as Auburn loses again at home, this time to Vandy, 84-76. The Tigers shot 7 of 17 from the three-point arc. They were 11 of 27 on layups and bunnies.
Man.
Those easy baskets that you got to have. Keyshawn Hall, team's leading scorer. He was set down, about 10, 11 minutes left to go in the game, did not return. I think the message was being sent loud and clear by Stephen Pearl. Vandy shot 25 free throws in the second half. They were at the charity stripe every time you turned around. Pettiford led Auburn with 21 points. Hall scored 13, but shot only 3 of 13 from the field. He was 0 of 8 inside the arc. And the only points he had was obviously coming from the free throw line and three-point line. So, and once again, this is his trend. Auburn has been hit with 5 combined technical and flagrant fouls over the past 2 games.
It was bad basketball. And if you're an Auburn basketball fan, I think the alarm went up because that was a team that looked uninspired last night. And defense is a problem. At times, they have lapses when they don't need to have them. And it's almost like when they're about to get that momentum going. Other team leaves the door open, like Vanderbilt did several times last night. Auburn could not capitalize. They shot themselves on the foot. I thought that they looked lethargic at times. Defense, questionable. They've had trouble getting stops. And then you add to that Keyshawn Hall, who needs to be your leading scorer, struggling. You got Overton, who needs to get his. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you do at this point because Stephen Pearl says we got to figure some things out and change some things up. But it's not going to get any easier. But last night, body language, and maybe that was just me misreading it, it did not look good.
Well, I have to give Auburn credit because at the end of the game, they were able to make it competitive, and you felt like with about 3 minutes left, maybe they were going to make a run and
Well, they
find a
got
way
it
to
to
win
6,
it.
right?
Yeah, they got it to 6, but like what you were just saying, Landry, about it felt like whenever they had an opportunity, they just lost all their momentum, and that's when you had, admittedly, maybe a questionable foul call. And then Tanner got to go shoot free throws. And then right after that is when you got the technical on Stephen Pearl, and you go from a 6-point game to a 10-point game. And that's when everyone went, okay, yeah,
This
done.
looks like a team, Pat, that has lost their swagger. They don't look confident playing out there.
No, and then when you have to send a message, and it was about a week ago when Nate Oates called out LeBaron Philon about his defense, and he responded during the next game. And I'll say this about Keyshawn. I mean, he didn't sit over there and sulk. He didn't pout.
He's a great teammate.
Absolutely. I mean, so maybe the message was delivered, and that he will come out with a new fire against Arkansas this weekend.
You've got a lot of new faces. You got a guy that is instrumental. He was in some of Auburn's really great seasons under Bruce Pearl. Stephen Pearl's still having to navigate it, and the only way that you figure out is trial by fire, right? So he's going through that, plus all the personalities. Relatively young team, with the exception of the 3 upperclassmen, but there's a lot of college basketball dealing with that right now. And I think Stephen Pearl is as frustrated as anybody as to why it's not coming together, because we've seen the flashes. We've seen the Florida games. We even in the preseason non-conference, we saw them go toe-to-toe with Houston, a game that you could argue they should have won. Other close games they should have won. Last night was just not their best effort, and I think that was the thing that was most disappointing coming off of 2 losses.
Well, and I think the frustrating part, too, is that, you look at the last 2 games that you've lost, and Pettiford's played well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right, he's playing probably his best basketball the last couple of games, and it's frustrating because you're going, man, what if we had Keyshawn Hall playing his best basketball and Pettiford at the same time? This could maybe be a special team, and for whatever reason, that just seems when one of them has a good game, the other one's off, and they just can't quite get in sync, and they're going to have to if they're going to make any noise here in the next couple months.
So Auburn falls, which means they're below 500 now in the SEC. They're 5-6, 14-10 overall, and that was Vandy's first win in Auburn in 10 years. So,
yeah, Neville Arena, it's not quite the same arena. It seems like it's lacked a little bit of buzz this year at certain times, but
I didn't think we'd be talking about Jordan Hare and Neville the same way that we kind of talked about them in football season.
Right. You got to get it figured out.
Stephen Pearl was asked after the game about the set down of Keyshawn Hall late in the second half.
Yeah, I just went with the guys that I thought put us in the best position to get back into the game, and we ended up cutting it to 4, and that group did a really good job of just grinding and fighting and clawing back in, and Vanderbilt did a really good job every time Key had the ball of just like plugging the paint, and made it really difficult for him, and our offense wasn't really in sync when he was on the floor, so wanted to give us a different look, and went with those guys, and I thought we had a lot of good minutes from Elijah. I thought Elijah played well. Obviously he didn't shoot it great, but got 8 big rebounds, and was really aggressive, and it was just it was a coach's decision. I just wanted to go with the group that I thought was going to help us get back into the game.
So Auburn will now hit the road. It'll take on the Arkansas Razorbacks, who beat LSU yesterday, which that is no big surprise in the least. But Arkansas playing good basketball right now. They took care of business against the Bengal Tigers. Final there was 91-62. Hogs now 18-6, 8-3 in the SEC. They're a half game out of the lead in the conference behind Florida. This was the point I wanted to make, and you can anticipate that. I mean, I think we all agree there was going to be a change anyway at, LSU basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to happen. And
that poor guy.
So Scott Rabelais, who has covered LSU sports for decades, he posted last night a video of the Pete Maravich Center at tip-off. They announced 6,701 in attendance for an SEC basketball game against Arkansas. He said that it was first off, there was not 6,000.
There was not 6,000. I was watching.
There was not 6,701 people in the building. And he said that it was the worst attended event at the Pete Maravich Center since COVID.
Wow.
And you think about all the activities. We're talking gymnastics with Livy Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking basketball with Kim Mulkey. We're talking basketball, and obviously, all the other events that they have inside that arena. He said that last night was the worst attended event since COVID.
Well, look where they've put their resources. And rightfully so. It's been in football. That's your main money maker, and the money they spent to get Lane Kiffin there and Brian Kelly out. Baseball, softball, gymnastics, women's basketball. LSU, but men's basketball has been put on the very back burner.
Yes.
Put in a closet and forgotten about. That's why I feel bad. I feel bad for a head coach who it doesn't appear has been given the resources that everybody else has in the conference.
What's going to be interesting
at a minimum.
Are they going to be fired up to bring Will Wade back after Will Wade got beat by 40 by Louisville the other night?
That's a good point.
I mean, you kind of wonder. I mean, seriously.
It's not Will's fault, Pat. It's he was not given what he was promised when he took the job, according to people there.
But are we going to start seeing a potential, even in basketball, where now all this stuff is above board? And so the coaches that used to be successful under the table, are they going to continue to be successful above board? Now that everybody else, since it's a level playing field, because everybody wants to talk about football and how Alabama and Georgia is having to deal in this new world of NIL, what they used to be able to recruit and do, getting, 5-star athletes to come play football for those schools, what's going to happen? Because there's no doubt in my mind they will go after Will Wade.
Yes.
They will try to bring him home.
Well, a lot of LSU fans didn't ever want to fire him.
No. And they wanted him back last year. Another reason why they got rid of the AD.
He brought excitement to the program. They won. He was always good for a soundbite.
They went 16-2 in the SEC in 2018. I mean, I know it's not what it is now, but I mean that's they went 3-15 last year. Like really.
Do you think the mindset has been at LSU for the last 2 years? You got your sights on Will Wade. Let's not give this guy the resources that he needs to be successful. That way, it'll be easy to fire him.
Possibly.
That's my theory.
That would be right up LSU's alley too, wouldn't it?
Well, I think it'd be.
Sadly, be up a lot of people's alley.
A lot of people's alley.
Well, in a certain respect, that happened at Auburn with football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had a nice nest egg for Hugh Freeze.
They did.
Brian Harsin, not so much. But you bet your bottom dollar that when Hugh Freeze got there, that bank account was full. Like they were ready to do business.
Yes.
Hence the recruiting classes.
Right.
And what Auburn was able to do. Nothing illegal about that. I'm just saying that the money was there, or at least the money was committed, but it was not in the bank account until after Harsin was gone.
That's right.
Am I saying that the proper way?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're right, and I think it will play out that way, where some of these programs, and not your programs that have had success over the past 10, 15 years, and other than that, you've only had spotty success in your basketball history.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about big-time programs that are now having to adjust to the market, because the market is ever-changing, as we've seen in football. So what is it now for college basketball? We saw some crazy numbers last year. Remember the Final Four?
Mm-hmm.
And the report came out about it was the kid on the West Coast that was signing for, $2-3 million to play guard for a season?
Yeah. That's all over the place.
I think, Pat, it absolutely affects a lot of these programs that used to live the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got the BYU kid. He's making like $6 million for 1 year. That's more than most people's. I mean, what did we find out Alabama's roster was? Like $2.5 million, $3 million? They're paying double that for one kid.
Yeah, it was $2.9 million according to some reports. So.
Well, flu season is here, so make your home healthier with Trane's Clean Effects Home Air Cleaner. It removes up to 99.9% of airborne particles, including those that cause virus. It's 100 times more effective than standard air filters and 8 times more effective than HEPA room filters. So go and find a dealer near you at Trane.com.
So Alabama on the hardwood tonight, the first game after Bediako.
You've already forgotten his name.
Who?
Chaz.
Chaz? Is that his name?
Chaz Bianco.
Yeah, Chaz Bianco. And his brother, Charles Bediako. He will not be on the floor tonight at the Pavilion in Oxford, Mississippi. Rebels are 1-9 against Quad 1 teams. Just want to throw that out there. Bama currently
Got to take care of business.
Bama currently a 6.5-point favorite. It's kind of come down some.
No, it's falling. It was 7.5 a couple hours ago.
Well, Ole Miss has one more Quad 1 win than St. Mary's. They're 0-3 in their quads.
How about that?
I'm ready for Rocco.
I'm just glad you had that St. Mary's that stat ready to go.
I was
I'm
ready.
gonna throw that in there at some
At
point.
some point, I'm going to use this that I read this morning.
Rocco Miller, the bracketeer, our resident bracketologist. He is going to join the program at 11:30. Voice of the Tide, Chris Stewart at 11. We'll get some Vegas wagering options from our good friend Brian Edwards from MajorWager.com and Vegas Insider coming up at 10:45. But we're open for the next 30 minutes. If you'd like to give us a shout, 1-800-239-WJOX, the courtesy GMC text line. Always open for you at 205-834-9450. It is 10:20. Welcome in. It's the Wednesday edition of Three Man Front, back in studio after another highly successful remote yesterday at Social Taco. Appreciate everybody joining us every Tuesday from 10 until 2. If you got a dangerous tree leaning over your house or maybe branches blocking your view, now's the best time for you to call Golston Tree Service at 205-337-4443. Golston's licensed pros, they'll handle everything from trimming and pruning to full tree removals, fast, safe, and affordable. Don't wait until that next storm was going to cause some damage to your home or your vehicles that you park outside in your driveway. So call Golston Tree Service, who also offers the 24-hour emergency tree service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston, 205-337-4443. We mentioned the basketball docket last night was kind of light in the SEC. Not so much tonight. We've got Bama and Ole Miss. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off. Florida at Georgia also at 6. And then you got a pair of games at 8, which will be Tennessee at Mississippi State. Mizzou at Texas A&M. Texas A&M's kind of leaking water here as of late. So they're going to try to see if they can't get right as the Missouri Tigers head south.
Yeah, Missouri's another one of those teams. We knew that Texas A&M, their schedule was backloaded, but Missouri, another one of those teams where you look at the analytics, they're not terrible, but they need to win some games, and they're a lot better as we've seen at home, as most teams are, with the exception of Auburn, apparently.
Yeah, that game in particular will be a quad 2 game for both of those teams. You know, Texas A&M, we've talked about it. Their schedule, I mean, they're 8-0 against quad 4 teams. And so when you take a look at their overall record and you subtract those quad 4 wins, what was the formula, Conrad, that Rocco told us last week about ignoring or you subtract the number of quad 4 games?
Yeah, I was trying.
There's a formula that he told us last week.
Yeah, but it was basically like you discredit the quad 4 game because you should win those if you're a tournament team, right? And you basically take I forgot how it was weighted, but you basically evaluate teams based on what they do in quad 1 and quad 2, and you kind of throw the quad 4 stuff out, unless it's a team that, has lost multiple quad 4 games, and that's bad.
Yeah. So we'll talk to Rocco coming up about an hour.
I'm just looking at Texas A&M. They're non-conference, trying to find the best team. Would it be SMU?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think it was because
that was a 13-point loss.
Oh,
that was the best team that I see on.
Did they play at SMU?
No, that was
really inside Reed Arena.
It might have been a neutral site game.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it said it was the Hoop Hype XL presented by Basketball University.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing it was. But yeah, so that's why.
Hey, they beat Florida State by 36.
That is not Leonard Hamilton's Florida State.
No, Florida State's not very good.
No, that's.
But their golf team's about to be.
Yeah, they got a big commitment yesterday. Surprised FSU Dave did not give us a heads up on that. Like, why did he not tell us yesterday during his curling play-by-play that, hey, by the way, just want to slide this in here. Florida State golf's going to get a big-time commitment from some kid by the name of Woods.
I think yesterday I saw the first ever graphic for a golf commitment in my life, and it was Charlie Woods. Fitting.
Oh,
I thought he would just be able to skip and go to the PGA. I thought they'd kind of give him an exemption for being Tigers kid.
Charlie's going to do well.
All right, so speaking of the Olympics yesterday, by the way, just incredible coverage, live coverage yesterday of the Olympics.
Yes, thank you to our friends.
It was fantastic. You heard it live on Jocks. The Americans won silver in the mixed doubles curling. And then a little bit later, the American women hockey team, they beat our 51st state Canada 5-0 in their group stage matchup. The most lopsided game in that rivalry between those two countries, or state and federal government, whichever you want to say, since 1998. Now, Michaela Schifrin, she continues to baffle everyone. You know, she wins all these World Cups, but she cannot do anything when it comes to the Olympics. She finished 15th out of 18 skiers in her run. So, going to be tough for her to, so the yips are a real thing, at least when it comes to her in the Olympics.
That's wild. So, convinced it's a mental thing.
She didn't crash. She didn't pull a Lindsey Vonn. I mean, this is yips, man. This is, Steve Sachs not being able to throw to first, or Chuck Knobloch.
I was about to say, this is Chuck Knobloch.
Mackie Sasser.
Rick Ankiel can't throw a strike for the Cardinals. I mean,
he was an outfielder, Pat.
Well, he ultimately became an outfielder, but yeah, he was our star pitcher, star left-handed pitcher until the playoffs again. I think it was against the Braves, where he could not find home plate. He could find the backstop.
TJ Finley on a crossing route.
Well, that's TJ Finley on.
Well, hey, he's got time this year. He's got time to figure that out, Landrum.
The quad god, Molly's favorite. He showed out last night.
Ilya.
Yesterday, whatever the case may be. He is a eyelash away from winning the gold medal for the Americans. So he did good. Now, what's the ice skater who's got the horrible story of his parents dying in the plane crash?
Oh,
He did well
Oh, what is
yesterday
his
for the
name?
Americans. This is a horrible
That's
story.
really sad. Yeah.
Yeah, the accident that happened in D.C. I think.
Yeah,
last
it was
year.
when
Oh.
the helicopter.
Yeah.
lost
Oh,
both of his
the plane?
parents.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there were a lot of
There were a lot of Russian. There were some Russian athletes.
yeah, it was because it was part of the figure skating
That's right.
group, and his parents were instructors.
Maxim Naumov, I think.
Yes,
Yes.
both of his parents were killed in that plane crash, but he was able to get a spot on the American team, and he did really well yesterday.
Well,
Mhm.
good.
Very, very emotional. Now
Where-
this morning, go ahead.
I was wondering where is it? Okay, I see it. Ilya. I didn't know where he was from.
His parents are Ukraine or Russia.
Is that right?
I think he's from Virginia though.
Yeah, he's from
No, he
Virginia, but
is
his
the
parents.
But it's but I don't know about his parents.
No, his
Okay.
parents are not American.
Okay.
So
So he's the Alex Golish of the Olympics.
he had a good day yesterday. So we'll see. This morning, the U.S. women and ski moguls won gold and silver.
Good job, ladies.
They dominated. So if you're keeping score at home, unlike Conrad, Norway leads all medal getters with 13. The United States second with 10.
Woo!
So despite Conrad not giving a hoot about his country over in the Olympics, we are number 2 in total medals, and we're number 3 in gold. We have 3 gold medals, whereas Norway's got 7, Switzerland's got 4.
Well,
Where,
they're cheating.
where,
Norway.
where are some of the events where we can clean up, just rack up a bunch of medals?
I would think
Like we
figure
used to do
skating,
with,
right?
with
Figure
swimming when
skating.
Phelps was there. So figure skating, you think?
Yeah.
Well, we've already won the team, right?
Yeah, we won the team figure skating.
And so now the men individual will wrap up tomorrow or Friday, and I'm not sure when the women, but
Maybe in hockey. I'd love to win another medal in hockey.
Yeah. The thing that stinks about hockey or basketball or any kind of team sport, it's great to watch it, but you only get one medal.
Right.
yeah, he wants like multiples.
I'm looking at quantity here.
I mean, it's like Norway is always going to win
Yes.
Mhm.
those cross skiing events.
Oh, by the way, the guy running uphill on skis.
that was impressive.
When did that? When?
Okay,
That was crazy.
I did actually enjoy that. That seems incredibly difficult. Did you try that last
Wait,
week?
did you
No.
what were you like trying
It's
to?
hard to go across flat land. with
Accidentally,
skis,
Pat.
yeah.
Accidentally.
No.
I was going to say, what would you like going past the Home Shopping Network and you accidentally hit USA and watched?
So
it?
is that the
That's exactly
equivalent
what
of
happened.
speed walking?
I guess, but that looked insanely difficult.
It
It
did.
really did.
I'm impressed that you watched that.
That was an
He
accident.
won't watch his own country.
He won't watch his
participate.
own country, but he'll watch the foreigner running uphill on skis.
I'm Team Norway, Pat. I pull for winners.
All right. Speaking of
Wieners.
Team Norway, a very interesting thing happened at the Olympics. So we'll share the audio and what the heck he's talking about. That's next on 3 Man Front.
10:32, three-man front on this Wednesday. Protecting your biggest investment is probably your home, and it all starts with the roof, that thing on top of your home, and you want to make sure that you're protected, your family's protected, and you can do it with great people right here from the state of Alabama, right here from Metro Birmingham, guys that I grew up with. It's Sammy and Matt Noto. It's Noto Roofing. Easy to find the website, N-O-T-O. That's NotoRoofing.com. What they're going to do, they're going to send Chris, one of their talented professionals, out to your residence. He's been in it almost 3 decades. He's going to walk the house. He's going to be very honest and open about what you need, what you don't need. He's not going to recommend that you buy something that you don't need. They're built on reputation, referrals. That's how they've made their business in taking care of folks. Ventilation inspections, making sure that the hot air is able to escape attics. All of these little things we don't think about. We're just thinking, how much is it going to cost? They can help with financing, warranties as well. It's Noto Roofing, a name you can trust. Call them today. Sammy will answer the phone. Matt will come out to your house. Chris, as I mentioned, one of their talented professionals, he will inspect it thoroughly. 205-848-2299. That's Noto, N-O-T-O, roofing.com.
All right, so we're just talking about the Norwegians. They are having, as typical, they've won more medals in Olympic competition in the Winter Games than any other country on the face of the earth. That is no big surprise, but a little bit of news come out just a couple days ago as Norwegian Olympic bronze medalist Sturla Holm Legrid from Norway won the bronze, and immediately after winning the bronze, still out of all of his gear on, he had this interview and he had this to say.
Det stort. Det min første OL-medalje. Og jeg vil takke alle som har hjulpet meg på veien. Smørerne for en kjempegod skidag, og hele familien som har backa meg. Og så det en jeg ville dele det her med, som kanskje ikke ser på i dag. For et halvt år siden så møtte jeg mitt livs kjærlighet. Verdens vakreste, fineste person. Og for 3 måneder siden så gjorde jeg min største tabbe og var utro mot henne. Og det fortalte jeg for en uke siden. Og det har vært den verste uken i mitt liv. Så jeg hadde gullmedalje i livet. Det er sikkert bare mange der nå som ser på meg med andre øyne. Men jeg har kun øyne for henne. Jeg vet ikke hva jeg vil frem til ved å si det her nå, men...
So for those of you that did not understand the halftime show during the Super Bowl.
I don't know how you didn't understand that.
I thought he was singing Bad Bunny.
And if you didn't
All I heard was
understand
heartache.
what he just said, this is the translation. Talking about him winning the bronze. He says, it's big. It's my first Olympic gold medal. I want to thank everyone who has helped me along the way. The Waxers for a great ski day. My whole family for supporting me. And there is one person I want to share this with who may not have watched today. Half a year ago, I met my life's love. The world's most beautiful, the most wonderful person. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I was out of my mind and I cheated on her. And that's all I've been thinking about. It's been the worst week of my life. So I had the gold medal in my life. I'm sure there are many who look at me with different eyes, but I only have eyes for her.
Man. I respect the heck out of him.
Conrad, I understand there's an update. I
You're
understand.
so eaten up with guilt and heartache that you tell the entire world what you've done.
And he still medaled.
He got a
Even with all that.
bronze. So we have an update from the girlfriend. The girlfriend has spoken.
Correct. And she has asked to stay anonymous, so I don't have her name, but she did do an interview yesterday with VG, which is a Norwegian media outlet. And this was her response to his declaration, publicly confessing to cheating. Quote, "It's hard to forgive even after a declaration of love in front of the whole world. I did not choose to be put in this position, and it hurts to have to be in it. We have been in contact, and he is aware of my opinions about this situation," end quote. She also would go on to say that she thanked her friends and family and kind strangers from around the world who have offered her support in the past few days after this was made public. And the Norwegian Olympian actually did an interview responding to this, and he says that he actually regrets his decision to publicly share that information because he said, like he said in the original quote, Pat, he has been out of his mind lately and has not been thinking clearly. And he now wishes that he had not aired that dirty laundry to the entire world.
Well, you know what? I'm impressed that he was able to at least gather his faculties and be able to to win a bronze
absolutely.
at the Olympics. If he was as heartbroken as he says he was.
Look, you go and do that. You've proven to me that you are truly regretful about that decision. Now, from the woman's perspective, why are you going to put that out there to the world?
Oh, I would be so mad. I would
too.
be
Like,
livid.
She's probably more mad now than she was 3 days ago.
We're reliving this now in front of the whole world, and now everybody can comment. Like that show in Birmingham.
Well, imagine, who knows, right? Maybe she told her parents, it just didn't work out. We decided to go our separate ways, and now it comes out. It's like, oh, this is why y'all broke up. And now everybody that's around her that maybe she didn't want to know that is now aware of it. Look, I commend him for doing it. For me personally, if Paige ever cheated on me, I can't do that. I'm done. The trust thing couldn't do that. But I respect him for, he laid it all on the line, right? He's desperate. It doesn't sound like it worked, but.
Interesting times when a microphone is in front of an athlete, especially one that just won the bronze. Well, let's take you this morning. The United States, we win a silver medal in the men's Super G. Ryan Cochran-Siegel was asked immediately following his impressive run to win the silver, tell us how you feel.
I was feeling okay in the downhill. Definitely had to fight some demons with the toilet before my run.
That's more impressive that he got silver than the guy cheating.
What's this guy's name?
One more time. This is Ryan Cochran-Siegel. He just won a silver medal for the United States of America in the Super G. He comes off the hill. This is what he had to say.
I was feeling okay in the downhill. Definitely had to fight some demons with the toilet before my run.
There you go.
Those toilet demons will get you too. Oftentimes it's during my run.
I thought you meant it was during our show.
I ever tell you almost, it's me and Dorothy, we started dating and we went out to Oak Mountain and we had George, the black lab, and we were going out, and I don't hike. I navigate around the woods, but I'm not one of these weekend hikers. We go out there, and all of a sudden it hits me. I mean, like Dayton plane hits me. I'm with my girlfriend. We're dating. It's a beautiful day. Pat, I could not find, and then it becomes, we are so up in these woods. How do I get back to civilization to find the toilet?
I think
because grab a leaf.
If I'm no, Conrad. If I'm alone, that's what I do.
Well, you just tell her to.
There's
mosey on down.
Keep
the trail.
walking a little bit. I'll catch up to you in 5 minutes.
Well, that doesn't work.
Nah.
Dog would probably be very interested in what I was doing.
Oh, fair point.
So it does happen at inopportune times. What's crazy is
so you've never had
how
to do that
motivated I was to get out of the woods, and I found a paved road and just started running one direction.
This is a story for a different time. I actually got the park rangers called on me in Oak Mountain because I got lost in there one time. And like you, I was trying to find a way to the road. It took me about 4 hours.
You get lost up in them woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
The honesty that comes out of people after you win a medal.
Yeah, you're on top of the world.
I mean, it's just like you ask them anything in the world.
And other things that come out of people before you win the medal.
Yeah, amazing. All right, Brian Edwards will join us next from Vegas Insider. He's got some plays. He's got some information that he wants to share with us about some basketball coming up. That's next on 3 Man Front. It is 10:45 here on Jocks. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk to the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart. He'll be in Oxford, Mississippi tonight as the Ole Miss Rebels will be hosting the Alabama Crimson Tide without Charles Bediako. Joining us now on the hotline every Wednesday at this time from Vegas Insider, also MajorWager.com. Brian Edwards on the program. Well, no more Bediako. I guess we can't get that poster of Bediako slamming against the Gators in the SEC basketball tournament we were all hoping for.
Or chance of G League dropout.
You had to go there, didn't you?
You guys,
Was that what the Gators?
that's what you guys.
That's what you started.
You started that.
Yeah, and then Auburn did it on the weekend. They did not have the same success that Florida did, though.
Bad news, Brian. That loss is getting vacated, I heard. So it's like it never happened.
Bediako actually caused Alabama to play that bad at I say the swamp. It's not the swamp. Exact Tech Arena.
Yeah. Wow.
I still call it the O-Dome.
Yeah.
I know. If you call it the O-Dome, I'm going to call it the O-Dome.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely.
All right, let's talk some hoops. Let's talk about your Florida Gators. Interesting game against the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's been slumping as of late. Any bet here? Any play you like between the Gators and the Dogs?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a team total over 87.5. So when they met in Gainesville January 6th, Florida won 92-77. Florida scored at least 88 in 9 of their last 13. And when they scored 92 against Georgia, as usual, Florida was terrible from three-point range, 24%, 6 of 25. Georgia gave up 92 to A&M 2 games ago. Gave up 87 at Texas. Actually, that's below 87.5, so I don't even know why I mentioned that. But, I was thinking I'd bet Florida 6.5 at the opener yesterday, and then it quickly shot up. It's 9.5 at last look a half hour ago. I will mention Jeremy Wilkinson, Georgia's leading scorer, 17.1 points per game. He is out. That's what the injury report says. I don't know, undisclosed. I don't know why he's out. But obviously that's a big loss. I'm really not against Florida minus 5.5 or 6 in the first half or 9.5 of the game, but this is the one I prefer is the team total over.
All right, Brian. One out of the ACC, one particular team traveling 2,800 miles to play another team. Cal at Syracuse. Syracuse around a 6.5 point favorite. I got a feeling I know where you're going. Where are you going, though?
I'm going with the total. I'm going to go over 148 or 148.5. So the over on an 8-2 run for Syracuse, and those 8 overs, at least 154 combined, and one of the 2 unders had 150 combined points, which would have been over tonight, or over 148 or 148.5. And then over 2-1 in Cal's last 3, those 2 overs netted combined scores of 175 and 171. Yeah, I like the over. Syracuse putting up a lot of points lately and giving up a lot as well, which is typical of a lame duck coach, not playing much defense, but getting your stats. I like it over.
All right, let me ask you about the Big East. Seton Hall was one of these teams that I really liked out of the gate in Big East play. They looked like they were going to be a team that was not to say that they were going to be up near the top near UConn, but I had faith in them the way they looked, but they have lost 6 of their last 8 games. They're taking on Providence tonight. That's a home game for Seton Hall, and they're a 4.5 point favorite. Is this one you like, or should I stay away from it?
I do like Seton Hall here. Some of those L's, have been heartbreakers, especially Saturday. They had a 9-point lead with 1:35 left at Creighton. Now, when you have a devastating loss like that, you never know how you're going to respond. It's usually one of really pissed and come out firing and play well, or maybe just let that loss roll over and create another one. I'm going to guess it's the former rather than the latter. Seton Hall is 10-3 straight up at home. 9 of those wins by 5 or more, which is obviously relevant, laying 4.5. And they're in revenge mode as well. They lost by 5. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. They beat Providence on the road by 5 earlier in the year. So, yeah, not revenge mode. Providence has lost 4 road games in a row. lost by 14 at Villanova, lost by 13 at Xavier. Regardless of the venue, the Friars 4-9 straight up in their last 13. 6 of those losses by 5 or more. I'm going to go with Seton Hall -4.5 at home.
All right, game we have talked about. We will continue to talk about today. You got Alabama traveling to Oxford, taking on the Rebels in the Pavilion. Alabama around a 6.5 point favorite, but you were looking at the total, Brian. What did you discover in your research?
Okay, I misspoke on that DM to you guys because 3 games ago that was not Chris Beard, but I'm sure you guys will remember the game in T-Town last year where they did a great job of slowing the tempo.
Oh, yeah.
And won 74-64, which went way under 163. Now, when y'all played in Oxford a couple years ago, I remember that game because I was on you guys, and y'all won 103-88. So it's actually been a mixed bag and only 2 meetings. But which actually maybe kind of changes my mind. I would say I lean to the over tonight, which I'm never against an over with the Nate Oates team. 164 is what I'm seeing. I mean, let's see. You had 188 the other night, 197 against A&M, 177 against Florida. Not so much with Missouri and Tennessee. It was 164 against Oklahoma. It was 179 against Mississippi State. Yeah. And then, let's see, 180 against Texas, 186 against Vandy. Yeah. I lean over. When I looked at those head-to-head meetings 3 games ago, it was an 84-62 game, and I was thinking that was when Beard got hired, but he got hired after that season. And he's a defensive coach, so I was thinking, maybe I'll give Beard a little respect here and not. But now I think I've changed my mind. I lean over, and I might be on it. I think when I saw 7.5 for the opener, I thought that was definitely too rich on the side yesterday.
It's currently 6.5, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a little too rich for me to lay Alabama. I'm not saying I like Ole Miss. I would say just lean over on that game.
All right. I know that some of these lines are already out for week 0 and week 1 for college football. And I know it's early. I know you've not done your typical research, but I'm just curious, when those popped up, just give us a couple if you got them handy.
Yeah.
And if you got a thought or two, great. If not, I completely understand because you have not been able to do a deep dive yet on any type of trends or let the transfer portal officially simmer down.
Yeah, so week 0, Dublin, Virginia -3.5 to NC State. In UNC and TCU, I think it's in Rio in Brazil. TCU -7.5. We remember what happened in that game last year. And then week 1, we've got Auburn -7.5 to Baylor. DJ Lagway on the Plains. Ole Miss is -5.5 to Louisville. I think that game's in Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. LSU -11.5 to Clemson. Seems a little rich, but I don't know about Clemson's QB situation. And then a couple more. Notre Dame at Lambeau against Wisconsin. Notre Dame 16.5. And then week 2, we've got Texas -2.5 at home to Ohio State. And we've got Michigan in revenge mode against Oklahoma -1.5 at the Big House against the Sooners. And that's what FanDuel's got so far.
All right, just point of reference for that Auburn-Baylor game, they moved that from Auburn. It's going to be played in Atlanta. So
I did not know that. Okay, I figured. I thought it was a home and home since y'all were in Waco last year. Okay.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Or not y'all. Did I just call you?
No. Hey, listen,
we're from
Auburn
the state.
fan back?
It's and Alabama. Auburn is in the state of Alabama.
Yes.
It's not West Georgia.
Yes, it is in Alabama. No, we claim both schools, Brian. So unlike
you,
I
don't claim FSU.
No.
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we claim both Alabama and Auburn. So you can say y'all for Alabama.
Maybe on
and
the
Auburn.
air you do, Pat. You would never do that off the air.
No, of course not.
Miami is +900. There's some value to win next year's college football playoff national championship.
That's yeah.
The Canes, huh?
Yeah. You can get LSU at +1100.
Oh, Brian's loading in. He's firing in as soon as he hangs up with us on that one.
No. Bama 27-1. Look at that.
Conrad's firing in as we speak.
And of course, Texas is your odds-on favorite.
Yeah, of course. Well, Brian, I hope you have a great weekend. It feels like summertime up here. I'm sure it's gorgeous down there on the beach.
It is. Nice day. Nice day today.
Fantastic.
Gentlemen, y'all have a great weekend. and I hope we see Alabama in the SEC tournament.
There you go. Conrad is licking his chops. Thanks, Brian.
See you guys.
See ya. All right, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, will join us next with an Ole Miss preview.